right, girls. After a long drought, we finally got some cinema incoming, bro. Some cinema. Some cinema. Yo, I'm pumped. Can I just say, dog, I'm over here on this Germany time. Typically, the drip marketing would have hit for like 11 p.m. at night for me in Houston. Brother, it hit at 6 a.m. I was catching them hoes after a long day. So we here a little bit late, but I know y'all wanted to see my reaction. I'm really excited about this character. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, hot take. I feel like she gonna have a third form. I feel like we power creeping forms with Hsin. Think about it. She's the first playable Sentinel, right? She's the first playable Sentinel. And I feel like that is just separating her from the rest of the cast. I think a second form is obviously going to be contained within inside of her drip marketing, which as I'm sitting here looking at it, that second form, she got her hair down. She got the third eye in the middle there. Oh, this reminds me, it's reminiscent of like Zani's drip marketing. But like, I feel like if you think about it, we're 100% getting some type of Jeff Keighley special leak here. Or if it's not Jeff Keighley, it's going to be Xbox or whoever, IGN. I feel like they want you to think she only has two forms. I think that's smart too, because that's typically what the Apex characters in Wuthering Waves gets. They get their two forms, and you know it's going to be cool in like cinema and all that. But guys, why would the playable Sentinel not have a third form? I know, bro. I'm already setting us up for like, no, Smack, why you do me like that? She only get two forms. Y'all gonna be like, man, this motherfucker Smack didn't gas me up again. But dead ass, look, hold on, let me cook. The reason I say that is because she's a fox, right? And when we look at these other Sentinels, you had Sentinel Jue, which was a big long neck ass dragon, bro. Looked amazing, looked incredible. Then we had the Imperator. We had the pony, you know what I'm saying? We had the horse, the Pegasus up in this bad boy. But now we've got the nine-tailed fox, and I can't help but think about my boy Naruto. You know what I'm saying? The nine-tailed fox form, he would transform entirely into the Kyuubi, into the nine-tailed fox, and that was a additional form. Not to mention, and things gonna get a little crazy here. We got, okay, I did Google this. I needed to know how to pronounce her name. It was driving me crazy. I kept saying Chin, but Google's saying it's generally pronounced like Shin or a soft Sheen. So like Shin, Shin, Shin. I wonder if I'm saying that right, by the way. Let me know, Chinese people. Getting back to it though, nine-tailed fox Kyuubi form. I feel like if we go back to her drip marketing, you've got her first form, which is just her and her mommy form, fine as hell, right? But then she goes into that ascended form where she almost looks spectral element induced. And she's got her hair down and she's got the third eye and such. But I think sneaky wise, there could be a third form in which you are the, because if you think about the Sentinels, like I said, the freaking, what do you call it? The pony or the horse, whatever you want to call it, Pegasus. And then you've got the dragon. She can turn, we haven't seen her in that mythical form yet. We haven't seen her in her animalistic form yet. We've only seen her, or the first actually, she's the first to see in a human form. And so who am I to think they won't give her that form as a third form? We power creeping the forms with this one, boy. We getting the third form with the first playable Sentinel. I feel like there's a strong argument there that could potentially happen. I have been hearing that people apparently are already getting leaks for this character, which is crazy because all the other characters that have went crazy, Kuro beat out the leakers. They just dropped it like a nuke bomb and nobody really knew what the hell was going to happen until like, boom, it happened then and there. So if y'all are already getting leaks, that's kind of concerning, but it also tells me that we're probably going to be getting something very soon from Kuro Games in the forms of an official leak, an official reveal of her gameplay, probably attached to Sui Ming. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about real quick though is, okay, hold on, real quick. I'm all over the place. Holy shit. I'm really excited for this character. I am. Because I'm also thinking, what is her kit repertoire going to be like? I feel like there's a lot of room for expression given the ideology of this character, what she can do. She creates autonomous robots. She's also a fox, though. And then in her description over here, which once again, there's a lot to talk about, it talks about her pretty much having shadow clone jutsu powers like Naruto. That's what I was saying. The Kyuubi shit makes a lot of sense. And then on top of that, she got red lightning. Okay, let's watch that right now because, dude, this red lightning is crazy. Let's check this out real quick. Hold up. Turn this volume up. Bam. All right, cool. First of all, why the fuck you? Okay, why are you aura farming a 0.1 seconds into the? God damn, she's staring into my soul, brother. What is going on here? She inside of an infinity castle stare. That's the third form right there. I'll tell you, bro, that's the third form right there before she turned into a fox. But yeah, you see. You see the red, you see them red hues though. Look at that little red hue going into, you know, where she's about to stare into your soul. Right there, see that red hue? She gonna have that red lightning, just like Augusta, bro. Man, she like the chosen one, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Wuwa needs Hsin. Wuwa needs Hsin bad, bro. She gotta save the space right now, not the Wuwa space, cause it's boy. I ain't never seen the Wuwa space so cooked, so polarized, so over the place, man. Like she ain't gotta come through and save the space real quick, dog. But let's get into this description because I think this description is incredible and it is very telling of what she's capable of. So it says, Sentinel Hsin, the Moon Fox's power, can divide one into many. Here, hey, can I get an amen down below in the comment section? How about she divides $1 into many dollars? You know what I'm saying? Come on now, Hsin. Hey, let me get $1 into many dollars, one pool into many pools, and one Hsin copy into many dupes. Amen. All right, I'm sorry if you're not Christian, y'all gotta say amen. Just a joke. Proliferating, which kind of like means creating new forms, right? Proliferating new forms at will. She can command such entities to divide and extend according to their essential nature, along with their consciousness, perception, and constitutive essence. Constitutive. Each taking shape as a distinct fractal form. So they have these copies of her will have their own conscience, their own essence, their own being, but they will, and I believe it says, oh yeah, okay, here we go. Though each fractal form maintains its own existence, it remains tethered to the source, much like Naruto's shadow clones, right? He was able to send them off to do 17 different things and they would get the missions done, but then once they returned back to him, all that information would go back to his brain. But, you know, the tethering, I think she might still be able to retain it because it says they are sharing the sensations that they're experiencing across all proliferations. Dear God, why did my mind just go straight into the gutter there, bro? Bro, check, I couldn't be the only one my mind went in the gutter there, dog. Can you imagine busting 8 nuts at the same time? You experiencing the sensation of 8 nuts. All right, bro, let me chill, bro. I'm sorry, guys. It's early. I'm excited. You know, that is cool though. She can create multiple shadow clones. So we're probably going to be seeing her create multiple copies of herself inside of her combat, just based off what this is saying. Let's continue on. Sharing sensation across all proliferations and can ultimately converge back into a single whole. Imagine, bro, you set up the copies in her regular form and then she ascends into that ethereal godly form and then all the copies go back into her and then she transforms into a fucking Kyuubi and gives you the Kyuubi blast of your life, bro. Straight into your dome, bro. Do you imagine all 9 tails forming at one point, creating this hyper concentrated beam and just boom! I can already see the insane gameplay as we speak, brother. It's gonna be crazy. All right, let's continue. Smack, you finished the goddamn description? Okay. Hsin the Moon Fox possesses exceptional mastery in the construction of mechanisms. And this is what I was saying, there's so much room for expression with her kit. Her grasp of the principles governing interlocking mechanisms far surpasses current day craftsmanship. Wakanda forever. By virtue of her power of fractal proliferation, she can extrapolate, reproduce, yeah, boy, and even reconstruct existing designs. Her handiwork can be seen behind many of the ingenious devices found throughout Mangzhou City. I am personally incredibly excited for this character because I feel like there's a lot of skill expression. There's a lot of creativity you can do with a being with powers such as hers. Be it her ability to like create multiple like energy ball forces and stuff because she is a fox in a Kyuubi like sense. I think of like Naruto with his like Rasengans being formed by his other shadow clones and such, or be it her Kyuubi form where she's just going off, popping off in the nine-tailed fox form. And then I hear that she might have like a two different forms with like a sword or like I don't know. I have no idea. I'll be seeing all kind of shit on Twitter. You never know what the hell's true and what's not true, bro. Once again, I feel like there's just so much to do with this character. She obviously has a second form. I'm calling it. I think she's going to have a third form too. But that is going to wrap up my thoughts. I don't want to yap y'all's ears off longer than I need to. I never want to do that. Also, I'm in this dog shit internet for this hotel. And if I talk longer than like 11 or 12 minutes, then I got to wait 3 hours for this shit just to upload. We will be going to the Gamescom later on, I believe, to check out a couple of games. For sure, tomorrow and the next day, it's going to be a lot of Gamescom, like the whole day. I'm actually kind of concerned that I'm probably not going to get a chance to react to her gameplay like fresh because I'm going to be so busy at the Gamescom, you know, doing my business here. So if that ends up being the case, who cares, man? You guys will see my reaction when you see it. Don't ping me too much on Twitter now. Y'all do it every damn time. I'll react, I promise. It just might be a little late because of business calls, duty calls. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and happiness. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.